Alex had always loved exploring. Even as a child, he would climb trees taller than houses, study insects, and imagine what life might be like far away on other planets. Now, as a young human explorer, he finally had the chance to step foot on a planet far from Earth, a place no human had ever walked before. The planet, called Nerelia, glowed with strange colors. Its sky shimmered with pink and violet clouds, and the land below was filled with massive plants that glowed faintly in the dim light. Rivers of silver water curved around tall crystal formations, making the landscape look like it was alive. Alex walked carefully, taking samples and recording everything. His small rover floated nearby, scanning the environment. The air smelled fresh but carried an unusual metallic scent. Birds, or at least creatures that looked like birds, flew past with wings that sparkled like glass. Everything was beautiful, but Alex felt a strange sensation in the back of his mind, like someone was watching him. He turned, but there was no one there. "Must be my imagination," he muttered. He continued walking, moving toward a tall ridge that overlooked a valley filled with glowing flowers. Suddenly, the ground shook slightly and a shadow passed over him. Alex froze. He looked up. Standing at the edge of the valley was a figure unlike anything he had ever seen. She was immense, easily 15 feet tall. Her skin shimmered blue with golden patterns that changed as she moved. Her eyes were the color of liquid sunlight, and they studied him calmly. Alex's heart raced. He had read about alien life forms in books, but nothing had prepared him for this. Before he could react, she moved with incredible speed and grace. One enormous hand reached down, and Alex felt himself lifted off the ground. He gasped, clutching at her arm. She held him gently as if he weighed nothing at all. "Do not fear," her voice said. It was musical, almost like singing, but Alex could understand her perfectly. "You are my prize." Alex's mind spun. "Prize? What does that mean?" he asked, trying to sound brave. He tried to wriggle, but there was no point. Her grip was firm but not harmful. The alien woman, he decided to call her Vera in his mind, turned and began walking toward the valley. Her long legs moved easily over the uneven ground, and Alex could not help staring at her. She was strong, graceful, and majestic. As they moved, Alex noticed her attention to the environment. She seemed connected to everything around her. Plants shifted slightly when she passed, like bowing to her presence. Birds paused and watched her with curiosity, not fear. It was clear that she was a part of this world in a way Alex could not understand. "Where are you taking me?" Alex asked. His voice shook slightly. "To the village," Vera replied. "There you will learn." Alex had no idea what he would learn or why he had been brought here, but something inside him felt calm. Her presence was strong and certain, and that certainty was reassuring. The journey took longer than Alex expected. Vera moved quickly, yet Alex noticed that she paused often, listening and observing. She did not speak much, but when she did, her words were precise and full of meaning. Alex realized she was not just carrying him. She was guiding him, teaching him silently. Finally, they reached a place that took Alex's breath away. The village was unlike anything he had imagined. Crystal towers floated above the ground, connected by bridges made of light. Alien structures seemed to grow from the land itself, blending naturally with glowing plants and streams. Small alien creatures moved about, some flying, some walking, but all watching curiously as Vera entered. Vera carried Alex to the center of the village, where a circle of aliens had gathered. They were smaller than her, but still taller than Alex. Their skin ranged from green to violet, and their eyes shone like jewels. They spoke in soft tones, their voices blending in a strange harmony. Alex felt like he had stepped into a dream. "This is Alex," Vera announced. Her voice carried clearly across the space. "He has come from far away. He is my prize." Alex's face flushed. He did not understand what she meant, and the word prize felt strange. He imagined being displayed like an object, but Vera's expression was calm, proud, and kind. There was no threat in her eyes. One of the smaller aliens stepped forward. "A prize?" it asked. "Explain," Vera smiled. "A prize is not always taken. Sometimes it is recognized. He is valuable for his courage, his knowledge, and his willingness to explore. He is the one foretold in our legend." Alex blinked. "Legend? What legend?" Vera looked at him thoughtfully. "Long ago it was written that one day a small being from another world would arrive. That being would bring new ideas and courage to our people. Today that prophecy begins." Alex felt a mix of awe and disbelief. Was it possible that he had come to this planet at the exact moment predicted? It seemed impossible, yet looking at Vera and the gathering aliens, he could not deny it. Vera gently set him down on a glowing platform in the center of the village. Alex stood, feeling slightly dizzy from the height at which she had carried him. He looked around at the aliens, watching him with curiosity and respect. He realized that this was more than an encounter. It was an introduction to a new world and perhaps a new life. "Do not be afraid," Vera said again. "You will learn our ways. You will see our strength. You will understand why you are called my prize." Alex nodded, still trying to process everything. He looked up at her enormous, powerful form, and felt a strange mixture of fear and admiration. He had never met anyone or anything like Vera. The villagers began to guide him through the village. He saw homes carved from crystal, gardens that glowed at night, and streams that reflected the sky in perfect mirrors. The aliens moved gracefully, working and helping each other. Alex noticed that they seemed connected, not just socially but almost spiritually. Their actions were synchronized, like they were aware of each other's thoughts. As the day passed, Alex realized he had to adapt quickly. Even simple things like walking along glowing paths or understanding how the aliens communicated required him to focus. Vera stayed near him, her presence comforting. She explained a few words in their language, enough for him to respond politely. Even though he did not understand everything, he felt included, accepted, and strangely at home. By the end of the day, Alex was exhausted, but amazed. He had seen wonders beyond imagination, and he still had many questions. As the sun of Neuralia began to set, casting pink and purple light over the village, Alex sat with Vera at the edge of a glowing garden. "Why me?" Alex asked softly. "Why am I your prize?" Vera looked at him with her golden eyes. "You are brave. You are curious. You are willing to see the world not as it is, but as it could be. That is a prize, Alex. Not for me to take, but for all of us to cherish. You are small, but your mind and heart are strong. That is why you were brought here." Alex smiled, feeling a warmth he could not explain. He realized that being a prize did not mean being captured or owned. It meant being recognized, valued, and respected. Somehow he understood that he had a role to play here, a role bigger than himself. As night fell over the alien village, Alex watched the stars shine in Neuralia's violet sky. The adventure he had always dreamed of had begun. He had been carried into a strange world by a being of immense power, and yet he felt safe. He had been called a prize, and he now understood that it was not a word of fear but a word of hope. He sat quietly next to Vera, thinking about what tomorrow might bring. Perhaps he would learn more about the aliens, their technology, and their legends. Perhaps he would help them solve problems no one else could. One thing was certain: his life had changed forever. The world was bigger, more wondrous, and more dangerous than he had ever imagined. And for the first time in his life, Alex felt truly ready. He looked up at Vera once more. She was tall, magnificent, and strong, but she was also kind, wise, and gentle. She had carried him into a new world and shown him that courage, curiosity, and kindness were valued more than size or strength. He realized that being her prize was not about being small. It was about being important in a way he had never imagined. As the glowing lights of the village twinkled around them, Alex felt a surge of determination. He would learn, he would explore, and he would earn his place in this alien world. Tomorrow would bring challenges, surprises, and discoveries. But tonight he would rest, knowing that he was safe, respected, and valued in a place that was truly extraordinary. And so, under the violet sky of Neuralia, a small human sat beside a towering alien woman, ready to begin an adventure unlike any other. The morning on Neuralia was unlike any morning Alex had ever seen. Light spilled across the floating crystal towers, reflecting in every direction and painting the village in colors he could not name. The air was warm but crisp, carrying the scent of glowing flowers and fresh water. Birds, or creatures that looked like birds, sang softly, their wings sparkling as they flew past. Alex woke feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Today, he would explore more of the alien world that had become his unexpected home. Vera was waiting at the edge of the glowing garden. She towered above him, her golden eyes shining in the morning light. "Are you ready?" she asked in her musical voice. Alex nodded quickly, eager to see more. "Come," she said, and with a single graceful motion she lifted him once again. Her long legs carried them over the crystal bridges and glowing streams. From above, Alex could see the village stretch farther than he had imagined. Towers floated in patterns that seemed impossible, connected by bridges made of shimmering light. Alien creatures moved through the streets and gardens with careful precision, yet there was no chaos, only harmony. As they walked, Alex noticed something fascinating. The plants around them seemed to respond to Vera. Flowers opened as she passed, vines shifted gently to give her space, and the water in streams rippled in quiet waves. Alex realized that Vera was not just a resident of this world, she was a part of it. Her presence affected everything. Finally, they reached the edge of the village where massive crystal gates marked the entrance to the larger city beyond. Alex could see structures rising into the sky like jagged glass mountains. Light flowed along paths between them, connecting towers and bridges with glowing threads. "This is the main city," Vera said. "Here you will learn about our people, our knowledge, and our strength." Alex's eyes widened. This is incredible. How did you build all this?" Vera smiled faintly. "Our people live with nature and energy. We do not destroy the world to build. We shape it carefully, using the energy that flows through everything. You will understand more when you see it." They moved into the city, and Alex felt as if he had entered another dimension. The streets were wide and filled with people, though they were not exactly human. Their skin glowed softly in shades of green, violet, and blue. Some had wings, some had tails, and all of them had eyes that seemed to shine with intelligence. They greeted Vera with respect, bowing slightly or offering small gestures of acknowledgement. Alex noticed that the city was alive in ways he could not explain. Machines and technology were everywhere, but they did not look mechanical. Crystals pulsed with energy, moving in patterns that powered lights, transportation, and even communication. It was clear that the aliens had advanced knowledge, far beyond what humans had achieved. Yet there was no sense of coldness or fear. Everything felt natural, harmonious. Vera carried Alex to a large open hall where a group of elders waited. They were taller than the average villager and wore flowing garments that shimmered like water. Their eyes were wise, and they studied Alex carefully. Vera set him down gently on a platform in the center. "These are the elders," Vera explained. "They guide our people and protect our knowledge. You must learn from them." One of the elders stepped forward. "You are far from your world, little one," she said. "Why have you come here?" Alex swallowed. I didn't mean to come here. I am an explorer. I study planets, plants, and life. I wanted to learn, not to cause trouble." The elder nodded. "Your desire to learn is important. Our people have always valued knowledge, courage, and curiosity. That is why Vera calls you her prize. Not because you are small or weak, but because your mind and spirit are precious." Alex felt a warmth in his chest. It was different from anything he had felt on Earth. These beings did not see him as insignificant. They respected him for who he was. Vera then began to show him the city. Alex learned that the towers were not made by machines or tools, but by shaping energy through the crystal cores. The aliens could control energy with thought and will, guiding it to create buildings, bridges, and pathways. Alex was amazed. Humans had science, but these beings seemed to live with energy as naturally as breathing. They visited gardens where glowing plants grew. Each plant had a purpose. Some provided food, some produced clean air, and others stored energy. Alex helped Vera examine a plant that produced a glowing fruit. She explained that its energy could power small machines or heal minor injuries. Alex realized that the aliens had learned to live in perfect balance with their environment. As the day passed, Alex began to interact with villagers. He was small compared to everyone, but they treated him as an equal. He helped carry supplies, guided energy streams to their proper channels, and even suggested a small improvement to a water system using a method from human technology. The villagers were impressed. Alex felt proud. Vera watched quietly, her golden eyes following him. When Alex noticed, she smiled. "You are learning quickly," she said. "The villagers will trust you more because you show care and thought. That is the way to belong here." Alex felt a strange sense of belonging. On Earth, he had always been just another human, one among billions. Here on this alien planet, he felt noticed, valued, and needed. Even though he was small, he realized that he could make a difference. Later, Vera took Alex to the edge of a cliff overlooking a valley filled with energy streams and glowing towers. "Do you see the energy?" she asked. It flows through everything, plants, water, air, even through us. It can be shaped, guided, and used to help the world. Humans rarely notice energy, but here it is clear. We live with it, not against it. Alex stared in awe. He could see faint lines of light moving through the landscape like rivers of color. He understood that Vera was showing him how this world worked, and that knowledge alone was powerful. Can humans do this? He asked. Vera shook her head slightly. Some humans may learn, but it is difficult. You are small yet curious. That is why you were chosen. You may not control energy like us, but your mind and ideas are valuable. You will help our people in ways we cannot yet see. As night approached, Alex was tired but excited. He had seen wonders beyond imagination, met beings far more advanced than humans, and had begun to understand a world built on harmony and respect. Vera carried him back to the village, and Alex felt safe in her strong arms. Before he slept, he looked around at the glowing village. He had been called a prize, and he now understood that it meant being valued for his courage, curiosity, and wisdom. The word no longer felt strange or frightening. Instead, it was a promise of trust, respect, and a place where he could belong. Alex knew that tomorrow would bring more lessons, more discoveries, and perhaps challenges he could not yet imagine. But he felt ready. With Vera by his side and the guidance of the villagers, he would explore, learn, and prove that even a small human could make a difference in this alien world. As he drifted to sleep, the last thing he saw was Vera's golden eyes watching over him. She was enormous, powerful, and majestic, yet she was kind, patient, and wise. Alex realized that being her prize was not about size or strength. It was about being seen, respected, and trusted. He closed his eyes, dreaming of glowing towers, flying creatures, and energy streams flowing like rivers of light. His adventure had only just begun, and he felt certain that he had found a world where humans and aliens could learn from each other, grow together, and face challenges side by side. And in that moment, Alex understood something important. The world was far bigger and more wondrous than he had ever imagined. He had been carried into a place of beauty, wisdom, and possibility, and he would never forget the lessons of this first day in the alien world. The next morning, Alex woke feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. Yesterday had been incredible, but today he knew he would learn more about Vera's people and their ways. The glowing towers of the village reflected the soft light of Nerelia's twin suns. Birds with shimmering wings flew through the sky, and the faint hum of energy filled the air. A sound Alex had grown used to, but never tired of. Vera was already waiting for him at the edge of the village. She was even more magnificent in the morning light, her golden eyes shining brightly and her blue skin sparkling as though dusted with diamonds. She reached down and lifted him gently into her arms. "Are you ready for today's lessons?" she asked. Alex nodded eagerly. "Yes, I want to learn everything I can." They walked toward the central plaza where the villagers were gathering. Alex noticed that many of them smiled at him or gave small nods of acknowledgement. He realized that he was beginning to be accepted. The word prize had once felt strange and uncomfortable, but now he understood it as recognition, value, and respect. He felt proud, but also aware of the responsibility that came with it. Vera set Alex down near a large crystal structure at the edge of the plaza. "Today you will help with a small task," she said. "It will teach you how our people use their knowledge and energy to solve problems." Alex followed her into a section of the village where energy streams flowed between crystals. The streams powered lights, machines, and even small gardens. However, one stream had become blocked, causing several small energy collectors to stop functioning. Villagers were working nearby trying to redirect the flow manually. "This is your first lesson," Vera said. "Observe carefully. Notice the patterns, the flow, and the balance. Then suggest a solution." Alex knelt by the stream and studied it. He could see the energy glowing, pulsing, and moving along the path. The humans on Earth had nothing like this. He realized that the energy was almost alive, responding to obstacles, changing its flow, and seeking balance. He thought carefully, then suggested a small adjustment using a method he had learned on Earth for water channels. "If we move the red crystal slightly and add a small guide to redirect the flow, the energy will return to the collectors naturally," he said. Vera tilted her head, observing him. "Do it," she said. Alex carefully moved the crystal, guided by Vera's strength and steady hands. The energy flowed smoothly once again, and the villagers around him cheered softly. Vera smiled, her eyes warm. You see, your mind and ideas are valuable. Even though you are small, you can help our people. That is why you are my prize. Alex felt a rush of pride and joy. He had contributed something meaningful. The villagers began to approach him, asking questions about his world, how humans solved problems, and even small details about Earth's plants and machines. Alex realized that he was teaching them just as much as they were teaching him. After the task was complete, Vera led him to the training grounds, a large open area surrounded by crystal towers. Here, villagers practiced strength, agility, and control of energy. Vera instructed Alex to observe their movements and understand their discipline. Alex watched in amazement. Villagers moved with grace and precision, shaping energy with their thoughts and gestures. They lifted massive objects, redirected energy streams, and communicated without words. It was beautiful, harmonious, and powerful. Would you like to try? Vera asked. Alex hesitated. He was human, small and limited in strength. But he nodded. Yes, I want to try. Vera guided him carefully. She taught him to focus, to sense the flow of energy around him, and to move in harmony with it. Alex discovered that even without shaping energy like the villagers, he could influence it slightly through careful observation and guidance. With Vera's support, he helped lift a small energy crystal and direct its flow into a garden. The villagers clapped and cheered. Alex's confidence grew. Throughout the day, Alex continued to assist the villagers. He repaired small energy streams, guided resources, and even suggested improvements to the floating bridges. Vera stayed close, offering guidance when needed but allowing him space to act on his own. By afternoon, Alex had begun to feel like he truly belonged. The villagers were no longer distant or cautious, they trusted him. Small children approached him, curious about his world, and he told them stories about Earth. The villagers laughed and listened, enjoying the human perspective on things they had never imagined. Vera watched quietly, her golden eyes following him. Alex noticed her glance occasionally and felt a strange warmth in his chest. He had grown to trust her completely. She was enormous and powerful, yet she was patient, kind, and wise. He realized that trust worked both ways. He trusted her strength and judgment, and she trusted his intelligence and courage. As the sun began to set, Vera led Alex to a high tower overlooking the city. The glowing streams of energy reflected in the sky, creating a breathtaking view. You are learning well, she said. The villagers respect you. I trust you. You are becoming part of this world. Alex looked out at the city below, feeling a deep sense of responsibility. I want to help, he said. I want to make a difference here. Vera smiled. That is why you were brought here. You are small, but your heart and mind are strong. You will face challenges, but you are not alone. Remember, trust and courage are more important than size or strength. Alex realized she was right. On Earth, he had always measured himself by physical abilities or accomplishments. Here he learned that courage, creativity, and kindness were the true measures of value. Even a small human could make a difference in a world of towering beings. That evening, the villagers held a small gathering to celebrate the day's accomplishments. Alex was invited to the center of the plaza, where Vera once again called him her prize. This time he understood fully. It was not about being captured or owned. It was about recognition, respect, and belonging. The villagers cheered for him, and Alex felt a deep sense of joy. He had found a place where his ideas mattered, where his actions made a difference, and where he was truly valued. He realized that he was no longer just a visitor. He was a participant in the life of this incredible alien world. After the celebration, Vera carried him to a quiet garden at the edge of the village. The glowing flowers reflected the soft light of the moons above, creating a peaceful atmosphere. You have done well today, she said. But tomorrow you will face new challenges. You must continue to learn, to think, and to grow. Alex nodded. I understand. I want to be ready. Vera's golden eyes softened. You will be. You are learning not just our ways, but the ways of courage and trust. That is the greatest lesson of all. Alex felt a deep sense of purpose. He had come to Neurelia by chance, carried here by a being far taller and stronger than himself. Yet he realized that size and strength were not what mattered. Knowledge, courage, kindness, and trust were the true measures of value. As he drifted to sleep that night, Alex thought about the day. He had faced new experiences, helped others, and earned their trust. He had begun to understand the true meaning of being Vera's prize. It was not about possession, it was about connection, respect, and shared purpose. Tomorrow would bring new lessons and perhaps dangers, but Alex felt ready. With Vera by his side and the villagers trusting him, he knew he could face anything. He was no longer just a human on a strange planet. He was part of a new world, a small but important participant in its life and future. And under the twin moons of Neuralia, Alex realized something he had never known before. Even a small human could make a difference in a world of giants, if only he had courage, curiosity, and trust. The morning on Neuralia began peacefully. The twin suns rose slowly over the glowing city, casting soft reflections on the crystal towers. Alex woke feeling confident. He had spent days learning the ways of Vera's people and helping the villagers with their energy streams and gardens. For the first time in his life, he felt like he truly belonged in a world much bigger than Earth. Vera was waiting at the edge of the village. As always, her golden eyes scanned the horizon. "Today we will continue your lessons," she said, lifting Alex into her arms. He had grown used to her enormous size and strength, and he no longer felt fear. Her presence was calm and reassuring, like standing beside a mountain that protected him. They walked toward the central city, where villagers were already busy with their tasks. Energy streams flowed through the streets, gardens flourished, and the floating bridges connected the towers seamlessly. Everything seemed normal, yet Alex sensed something unusual. There was a tension in the air, subtle but noticeable. Vera noticed it too. "Something is coming," she said softly. "I feel disturbance in the energy beyond the city." Alex looked at her with concern. "Disturbance? What kind of disturbance?" Vera's expression was serious. "Not all who travel the stars are friendly. Some seek power, not harmony. We must be ready." Before Alex could ask more, a loud roar echoed across the valley. The villagers froze and the energy streams flickered. In the distance, Alex saw shapes approaching. Massive ships with jagged edges moving faster than any human craft. They were raiders, aliens from another world seeking to capture the energy of Neuralia for themselves. Panic began to ripple through the village. Villagers shouted warnings and rushed to their positions, directing energy streams to create barriers and shields. Alex's heart pounded. He had never faced a real threat like this, yet looking at Vera, he felt a surge of courage. She was calm, focused, and ready. Vera set Alex down gently. "We must protect the village. You can help. Use what you have learned," Alex nodded. He ran to assist villagers in redirecting energy streams to reinforce the barriers. Even though he was small, his knowledge of human technology and his quick thinking proved valuable. He suggested new paths for the energy flow, guiding it where it was most needed. The villagers followed his instructions and the defenses strengthened. Meanwhile, Vera moved among the raiders with incredible speed. Her massive form struck fear into the attackers. She lifted enormous rocks, redirected energy blasts, and protected the villagers with her strength. Alex watched in awe. Despite her size, she moved with precision and care, ensuring that no one was harmed. The raiders were powerful, but Alex noticed that they were not as coordinated as Vera's people. Using this, he began to plan small strategies. He guided villagers to create traps using energy streams, which slowed the attackers. He directed energy into floating crystals, which reflected light and temporarily blinded the raiders. Every small action made a difference, and Alex realized that even a small human could influence the outcome of a battle with courage and intelligence. Vera noticed Alex's efforts and smiled briefly. "You are brave," she said. "Keep thinking. Your ideas are stronger than you know." As the battle continued, one of the raiders managed to break through a barrier and rush toward a group of villagers. Alex saw a young alien child frozen in fear. Without hesitation, he grabbed a small energy guide and redirected a stream to block the raider's path. The raider stumbled, giving the child time to escape. Alex felt a surge of relief and pride. Vera moved toward Alex, lifting him into her arms again to keep him safe from the raider's blasts. Together, they moved along the battlefield, coordinating villagers and guiding the flow of energy. Alex suggested using the floating bridges as a trap, creating narrow paths where the raiders could be contained. The villagers followed his plan, and the raiders found themselves trapped and confused. After hours of careful strategy, teamwork, and courage, the raiders began to retreat. Vera pursued them briefly, using her strength to push them back further than expected. Finally, the last ship disappeared over the horizon, leaving the village safe. The villagers cheered, rushing to help each other and repair minor damages. Alex felt exhausted but exhilarated. He had faced real danger, helped protect the village, and seen firsthand how courage, intelligence, and teamwork could overcome even the largest threats. Vera set him down gently in the central plaza. "You were brave," she said, her golden eyes shining. "You helped protect our people. Today you proved that being small does not mean being powerless. You are truly my prize, not because you are small, but because your mind and heart are strong." Alex felt a deep warmth in his chest. He had feared being too small or weak, but he now understood that courage, intelligence, and kindness mattered more than size. He had earned the respect of the villagers and the trust of Vera. The elders approached him, nodding with approval. "You have done well," one said. "You have shown wisdom and bravery. Your presence strengthens our village." Alex realized something important. He had begun to understand the true meaning of being a prize. It was not about being captured or owned. It was about being recognized for courage, intelligence, and the willingness to act when it mattered most. As the sun began to set, the villagers gathered to celebrate their safety. Alex stood beside Vera, feeling proud and grateful. He had learned that day that even the smallest being could influence the fate of an entire world if they acted with courage and thoughtfulness. Later, Vera carried Alex to a quiet garden at the edge of the village. The glowing flowers reflected the soft light of Neralia's moons. "Today you faced danger and helped our people," she said. "Remember this lesson. Strength comes in many forms. Size is not always power. The mind and heart can change the world." Alex nodded. "I understand. I want to keep learning, to keep helping." Vera smiled faintly. "You will. Tomorrow new challenges may come. But remember, you are not alone. Your courage and ideas make a difference, and your heart is strong. That is why you are my prize." Alex felt a deep sense of belonging. He had been carried into a world of giants, yet he realized that he had a place here. He was small, but he mattered. He had courage, intelligence, and a willingness to act. These qualities made him important, valued, and respected. As he lay down to rest that night, Alex thought about the day's events. He had seen Vera's strength, the villagers' skill, and his own ability to contribute. He had learned that even when facing danger, trust, teamwork, and clever thinking could protect a community. He had faced fear, acted with courage, and earned his place among beings far larger and stronger than himself. Under the soft light of the moons, Alex realized something he had never understood before. Being small was not a limitation. His heart, mind, and courage gave him power that could change the world. He had begun to understand the true meaning of being Vera's prize. Not just a token, but a partner, a helper, and a valued member of the village. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new lessons, and perhaps new dangers. But Alex felt ready. He had faced fear and learned how to act. He had seen how intelligence and courage could protect a community. And he had learned that even a small human could influence the fate of an entire world. With Vera watching over him, Alex drifted into a deep and peaceful sleep. The village was safe, the raiders were gone, and he had earned the respect and trust of the aliens he had come to call friends. For the first time, he truly felt at home in a world far beyond Earth. And as he dreamed, he knew that his adventure was only beginning. Challenges, discoveries, and wonders awaited him. But he felt ready to face them all, knowing that courage, intelligence, and trust were stronger than fear, and that even the smallest human could make a difference in a world of giants. The morning on Neralia was calm and bright. The twin suns rose slowly over the village, casting long shadows across the glowing towers. After the battle with the raiders, the villagers were busy repairing minor damage, restoring energy streams, and making sure the gardens and bridges were safe. Alex woke feeling eager. He wanted to continue learning, helping, and exploring. Vera was already waiting at the edge of the village. Her golden eyes glimmered in the morning light, and her blue skin shimmered as though dusted with crystals. She smiled as she lifted Alex into her arms. "Today we celebrate and prepare for the future," she said. Alex nodded, excited to see what that meant. They moved through the village, and Alex noticed how different the mood was. Villagers smiled at him, offering greetings and small gifts of thanks. Children ran up to wave or show him small glowing plants they had grown. Alex realized that he was no longer just a visitor. He was part of the community, valued and respected. Vera carried him to the central plaza where a gathering had been prepared. The elders stood proudly. The villagers formed neat rows and glowing lanterns reflected in the crystal towers. Alex felt a mixture of pride, excitement, and nervousness. He had never been celebrated in this way before. One of the elders stepped forward. "Today we honor courage, intelligence, and unity," she said. "We also honor Alex, a human who has shown wisdom, bravery, and care. He has helped protect our village, guided our people, and become one of us in spirit." The villagers cheered, and Alex felt warmth spread through his chest. He had faced danger, helped in battle, and now was recognized not just as Vera's prize, but as a valued member of the community. Vera gently set him down. "You have earned this," she said softly. "Not because of your size, but because of your heart, mind, and courage." Alex smiled. He looked around at the glowing village, the crystal towers, and the faces of the people who had welcomed him. He felt proud and grateful. He realized that being a prize was not about possession. It was about recognition, respect, and shared purpose. After the ceremony, Vera led Alex to the training grounds. Today they would practice together. Alex had learned much already, but Vera wanted him to continue improving. She taught him more about energy, about observing patterns, and about guiding small flows to help others. Alex followed carefully, concentrating, learning, and practicing. The villagers watched with admiration. Even though Alex was small, he guided energy streams, suggested improvements, and showed clever solutions. Vera stayed near him, offering guidance and encouragement, but she let him act independently. Alex felt a sense of pride. He realized that even humans, small compared to these aliens, could contribute in meaningful ways. After the training, Vera took Alex to a quiet garden overlooking the valley. The glowing flowers and streams reflected the soft light of the moons. "You have learned much," she said, "but knowledge alone is not enough. Courage, kindness, and trust are what make a person truly valuable." Alex nodded. "I understand. I want to keep learning, helping, and growing." Vera smiled. "You will. And soon you will teach others as well. Your human perspective is valuable. You see solutions we might not see. That is why you are my prize." Alex felt a deep warmth in his chest. He had begun to understand the true meaning of the word. It was not about ownership or power. It was about connection, respect, and shared purpose. Later, Vera led Alex to the edge of the city, where the twin rivers of energy flowed. Villagers gathered to watch. Alex realized that today, he would help guide a large project, redirecting a stream to improve energy flow to a new area of the city. With Vera's guidance, he worked carefully, directing energy streams, adjusting crystals, and coordinating with the villagers. The project was a success. Energy flowed smoothly, gardens flourished, and small bridges shimmered with renewed light. Villagers cheered and clapped, praising Alex for his clever guidance. Vera lifted him into her arms and carried him above the village, allowing him to see the result from above. "You did well," she said. "You have helped our people not just today, but for the future. Your ideas, courage, and care will be remembered." Alex felt a deep sense of satisfaction. He had started as a small, unsure human, carried into a world of giants. Now he was part of their community, trusted, valued, and capable of helping. He realized that courage, knowledge, and kindness mattered more than size or strength. As the sun set, the villagers prepared a celebration. Lanterns glowed, music filled the air, and everyone gathered around the central plaza. Alex stood beside Vera, watching the festivities. Children danced with glowing plants in their hands. Elders shared stories of the village's history, and villagers laughed and sang. Alex felt a sense of belonging he had never experienced on Earth. Vera gently held him as they watched. "Today you are not just my prize," she said. "You are part of our world, our community, and our future. You have proven that even a small being can make a difference." Alex smiled, looking up at her. He realized she was right. Being small did not mean being powerless. His mind, heart, and courage had allowed him to contribute in ways he never imagined. He had helped protect the village, guide its people, and make the energy flow stronger and safer. That night, as the twin moons rose high, Alex lay in the quiet garden with Vera nearby. He watched the stars of Nerelia shine in the sky and thought about how much he had learned. He had been carried into this world, faced danger, learned its ways, and earned the trust and respect of its people. He had become more than an explorer. He had become a part of something greater. Vera watched him silently. "You have grown," she said softly. "Your courage, intelligence, and kindness have shown that humans can be strong in ways we value most. You are my prize because you are precious in spirit and mind, not because of size. Alex felt a deep sense of peace. He had found a place where he mattered, where his actions had meaning, and where he could continue to grow. He realized that the adventure he had dreamed of on Earth had come true in ways he had never imagined. As he drifted to sleep, Alex knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, new discoveries, and new opportunities. But he felt ready. He had courage, knowledge, and the support of Vera and the villagers. He was small yet important. He was human, yet capable of making a difference in a world of giants. And as he closed his eyes under the glowing moons of Nerelia, Alex understood something profound. Being a prize was not about being taken or owned. It was about being valued, trusted, and respected for one's courage, intelligence, and heart. That was the greatest gift of all. The next day would bring more learning, more adventures, and perhaps more challenges. But Alex felt ready to face them all. He had found his place in this alien world, and he knew that he could help protect it, guide its people, and share his knowledge. For the first time, Alex felt that he truly belonged. He had been carried into a world far beyond Earth, yet he had discovered courage within himself. He had earned respect, trust, and friendship. He had become part of something larger than himself, a community, a home, and a future filled with hope and possibility. And in that moment, beneath the twin moons and glowing towers, Alex knew that his adventure was only beginning. He was small yet brave. He was human yet important. He was Vera's prize, not in name alone, but in meaning, purpose, and spirit. The village slept peacefully, the energy streams flowed steadily, and Alex dreamed of a future filled with discoveries, courage, and belonging. He was ready for whatever came next, knowing that even the smallest being could make a great difference in a world of giants.